Sunday morning, our neighbors are still sleeping. They're snooze day. Here we go. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So this morning from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18. Mara's book cursed by a Brahmana boy, text number 27. Right?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Viprakina Jatachranam
Viprakina Jataschanam
Roravena Janena Cha
Roravena Jinena Cha
Sushyat Hal Udakam
Vishishyataludakam
Tatabhutam Ayachita
Tatabhutam Ayachata
Viprakina Jatachranam
Viprakina Jatachanam
Roravena Janena Cha
Roravena Jinena Cha
Sushyat Hal Udakam
Vishishyataludakam
Tatabhutam Ayachita
Tatabhutam Ayachata
Viprakina Jatachranam
Viprakina Jatachanam
Roravena Janena Cha
Roravena Jinena Cha
Sushyathala Udakam
Vishishyataludakam
Tatabhutam Ayachita
Tatabhutam Ayachata Viprakirna Jatachanam
Viprakina Jatachanam
Roravena Jinena Cha
Roravena
Jinena Cha Vishishyataludakam
Sushyathaludakam
Tatabhutam Ayachata
Tatabhutam Ayachita
Viprakirna Jatachanam
Viprakina Jatachanam
Roravena Jinena Cha
Roravena
Jinena Cha Vishishyataludakam Tatabhutam Ayachata.
Anybody online? Viprakina, all scattered. Jatachanam, covered with compressed long hair. Roravena, by the skin of a stag. Ajinena, by the skin. Cha, also. Vasusya, dried up. Taluhu, pala. Udakam, water. Tatabhutam, in that state. Ayachita, asked for. Translation, purport, by his language. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The sage, in meditation, was covered by the skin of a stag, and long compressed hair was scattered all over him. The king, whose palate was dry from thirst, asked him for water. The king, being thirsty, asked the sage for water. That sage, a great devotee and king, asked for water from a sage absorbed in trance was certainly providential. Otherwise, there was no chance of such a unique happening. Maharaj Pariksit was thus placed in an awkward position so that gradually Srimad Bhagavatam could be revealed. Text 28. The king not received but any formal welcome by means of being offered a seat, place, water, and sweet addresses, considered himself neglected, and so thinking, he became angry. The law of reception and the codes of Vedic principles states that even if an enemy is received at home, he must be received with all respects. He should not be given a chance to understand that he has come into the house of an enemy. When Lord Krishna, accompanied by Arjuna and Bhima, approached Jarasandha and Magadha, the respectable enemies were given a royal reception by Jarasandha. The guest enemy, namely Bhima, was to fight with Jarasandha, and yet they were given a grand reception. At night, they used to sit down together as friends and guests, and in the day they used to fight, risking life and death. Amazing. Inconceivable. Only in Vaishnava culture. That was the law of reception. The reception law enjoins that a poor man who has nothing to offer his guests should be good enough to offer a straw mat for sitting, a glass of water for drinking, and some sweet words. Therefore, to receive a guest, either friend or foe, there is no expense. It is only a question of good manners. When Maharaj Pariksit entered the door of Shamika Rishi, he did not expect a royal reception by the Rishi because he knew that saints and Rishis are not materially rich men, but he never expected that a seat of straw, a glass of water, and some sweet words would be denied to him. He was not an ordinary guest, nor was he an enemy of the Rishi, and therefore the cold reception by the Rishi astonished the king greatly. As a matter of fact, the king was right to get angry with the Rishi when he needed a glass of water badly. To become angry in such a grave situation was not unnatural for the king, because the king himself was not less than a great saint, his becoming angry and taking action were astonishing. So it must be accepted that it was so ordained by the supreme will of the Lord. The king was a great devotee of the Lord, and the saint was also as good as the king. But by the will of the Lord, the circumstances were so created that they became ways to the king's becoming unattached to family connection and governmental activities, and thus becoming completely surrendered soul unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. The merciful Lord sometimes creates such an awkward position for his pure devotees in order to drag them towards himself from the mire of material existence. But outwardly, the situations appear to be frustrating to the devotees. The devotees of the Lord are always under the protection of the Lord, and in any condition, frustration or success, the Lord is the supreme guide for the devotees. The pure devotees therefore accept all conditions of frustration as blessings from the Lord. Om Gyanatamanandasya Ginanjana Salakaya Chakshurmata Bhagavan Bhagavan Talam Pandalangai Degi Nikripata Dhammadeshu Vanchikapatyuvyascha Kripasindhuvyevcha Paritanam Bhavayamasya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Saraswati Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram. Yeah, this is very interesting, the culture of of India, Vaishnavism. That whether one is a friend or an enemy, if someone comes to your home, they're received very nicely. It's like that. Also, the amazing pastime of Duryodhana being frustrated because Bhishma had not harmed any of the Pandavas. So he understood, you're favoring them. So he told them, you have scratched them, so I can understand you're favoring them. So he took Bhishma, he's a Kshatriya. So he said, oh yeah, all right. Tomorrow I'm gonna kill all of them. These 5 arrows. So then Duryodhana was in ecstasy. So he says, can I hold those arrows for safekeeping? Yeah. So then it's good to have Krishna on your side, who's omniscient. So he told Arjuna, you have to go to Duryodhana and he owes you a favor. He owes you a favor because Duryodhana, one time he was harassed by, I think it was the Gandharvas. Because he was going in there and he was teasing the Pandavas because they were in the forest. And I think they were in a river or something, and they say you can't go in here. He challenged him, and they captured him. And then Yudhishthira told Arjuna, go and help him out. They're our cousins. Go help him. And what was it? Bhima said, what we wanted has now happened by the grace of the Lord. So he just wanted them to suffer. But Yudhishthira said, no, go help him. So Arjuna went and he was able to free Duryodhana. How embarrassing that must have been, because he went there just to make him look bad. And then it made him look bad. Krishna. So then he said, well, I owe you a favor now. So Arjuna went to Duryodhana's house and Duryodhana came and said, oh, Arjuna, you're here, please come in. He received him very nice. Is there anything I can do for you? I'll give you the kingdom if you want. What do you want? Amazing. Huh? And Arjuna said, no, okay. Because the Kshatriya is not going to accept a gift like that. He's got to fight for it. So then, I just want those 5 arrows. But immediately gave it. Kshatriya. Kshatriya asked for anything, for some charity, immediately gave it to him. But then he was like, shoot. That was going to be the end. So then the next day, Bhishma asked for the 5 arrows. And Arjuna said, sorry, don't have them. What do you mean, what happened? Arjuna, he came and asked for them last night. So then Bhishma can understand Krishna. Krishna's behind this, because he knows. Krishna knows everything. So then you know the whole amazing story. So this is the culture. Such amazing culture. You don't see anyone. You see everyone is the same, friends, enemies, especially when they come to the home. So here it's mentioned that Nahyasya Kartan Raja Puman Veda Vichitsitam, that a devotee that no one can understand the plan of the Lord. Here in the purport it says, by the will of the Lord. Yeah, so it must be accepted that it was ordained by the supreme will of the Lord. So no one can understand the plan of the Lord. So this is a great plan for. And Prabhu Maharaj, he was a great devotee, so Krishna just wanted him to get free of all this attachment and go back home. So it's hard to see that. For him to see that at that time, it was difficult, but it would be difficult. But at hindsight, after he's actually, sitting there, that was the beginning. This mistreatment, what he considered mistreatment, that was the beginning of his hearing the great Bhagavatam by Sukadeva Goswami. So it's hard to see how everything is the plan of the Lord in our limited position, but this is the reality. Like so many devotees join this movement in very unusual circumstances. It's like this one person, it wasn't really unusual circumstance, but it turned out to be quite unusual. There was one person, he became a devotee, and the parents thought, well, this is very unusual. He's not eating meat anymore. He's not chasing girls. He's not watching TV, and he's chanting, he's singing this strange, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's very. So they were thinking, oh my God, our son is going crazy. So they called a psychiatrist to find out what's wrong with their son. So they had a friend that was a psychiatrist. They just called him over, and he went and he spoke to this devotee for about an hour. And then after he came out, he told the parents, he's not crazy. He's one of the sanest persons I've ever seen. You're lucky. He's a saint. I mean, I wish I were young. I'd join the same movement he joined. So yeah, and he somehow he got a book and it changed his life. And this is what happens when people come in contact with Krishna. Here it's mentioned that in the purport that the merciful Lord sometimes creates such awkward positions for his pure devotees in order to drag them towards himself for the mire of material existence. Now one might say, well, wait a second, dragging them, well, we're supposed to have free will, right? But Krishna's dragging. I remember one devotee he said, Krishna's not giving us free will, because if we don't surrender to him, we suffer. So if you don't want to suffer, you got to surrender. So where's the free will? Isn't it interesting? It's an interesting statement. So you don't have a choice. If you want to be happy, you got to surrender. Otherwise, you just suffer in the material world. So interesting. So if one is intelligent, but there's a lot of people that they're just stubborn, even though they understand it's a place of suffering. Still, of course, Maya is very powerful also. So you put the two together, Maya is powerful and we're stubborn. So then you don't feel like Krishna's forcing anybody to do anything. But if one is intelligent, then yes, in one sense, yeah, we still have free will, but we'll utilize the free will in a way that is conducive for ourselves, right? And what is Krishna dragging us to? Spiritual world. This is the kindness of Krishna. There's one devotee said, in order for Krishna to take me, I'll be kicking and screaming against my will. But Krishna, he's kind, so he'll try to, in whatever way he can. He comes himself, as I mentioned earlier. He comes himself. He sends his devotee. So many ways he's trying to drag us back to the spiritual world. So what is he dragging us to? Chintamani pakara sadma sakalpa viksa lakshavatesa sarvir vipalyanta lakshmi sahasasat sambram sevimana govindamani purusam tamaham. He's dragging us to the spiritual world where Chintamani gems, there's these Chintamani gems, there's kalpa vriksha trees. From these kalpa vriksha trees you can get I mean, generally from here, from an apple tree, you get apples. But there, you can get oranges, you can get mangoes, you can get pizza. There must be pizza in the spiritual world. Everybody's so fond of it here. There must be some type of pizza. One devotee in Italy said that a pizza is a self-realized chapati. One Italian devotee. So, yeah, Chintamani Prakarasad Masakalpa Viksha. Laksavratesu Surabir, he's being tended. There's so many cows there, and there's no slaughterhouses. There's cows there, beautiful cows. Krishna, they have all these different shapes and different colors, checkered colors, and all kinds of different colors. And Krishna knows all their names. They're like his pets. He has 2 pet dogs. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned that here before. He's got 2 pet dogs. Yeah, one is called Vijaya. I remember that name. I don't remember the other one. He's got a pet dog, just like here in the West. Everybody's got a pet dog practically. If you don't have a pet dog, you're practically not American. And therefore, even the Indians now, they have dogs. It's like unbelievable. They want to be real American, Like my sister, her dog died. What did she do? The next day, she got another dog. Yeah, it's crazy. So, but yeah, Krishna has these pet cows. Chintamani Prakarasad Masakam Avatesa Suravir Abhipalyam Lakshmi Sahasra Tatasam Brahma Seviman. And he's being served by hundreds and millions of beautiful gopis. Yeah. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says this is the description of the spiritual world. And then the form of Krishna, Venum Kanvantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham. That Krishna, he's playing the flute, beautiful flute. He's the best musician. Best musician. Venum Kanvantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham. His eyes are blooming like lotus petals. What are the 8 parts of Krishna's body that resemble a lotus flower?
The ears, the eyes, his whole face.
The ears, did you say?
Yes, bro. Okay.
The eyes, you said that, right?
Feet.
Huh? The feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 4.
His whole face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Hands and his navel.
Oh.
His navel. Those are the 8 beautiful parts. Of course, they don't look like, his eyes don't look like lotus flowers because lotus take up no. But they're beautiful like the lotus flower. And somebody's navel doesn't look like a lotus, but it's very beautiful. Yeah. Like women, they like to show their belly buttons. That's the latest thing now. And the men are saying, well, look at that belly. Krishna has the most beautiful navel. But it's interesting because generally we all have navels because the umbilical cord was there. Krishna never had an umbilical cord. I guess it's just there anyway. So, Venum Kanvantam Aravinda Dalayataksam Barhavatam Susitam Buddhasundaram. And his head has this beautiful peacock feather. So beautiful. The peacock is such a beautiful animal. So Krishna is all attractive. Barhavatam Susitam Buddhasundaram. So this is the form of the Lord. And then the pastimes of the Lord. What is that? Pastime. Have another senior moment here. Anyway, that I think it's text number 4. There. Got it? I think it's after Angani Yasya Sakalan, or maybe before Angani Yasya Sakalandri.
Must be after. Advaita Machuttamanati.
No. It's either get my verse book on the table. Here it is. It's 31. It's after Vainam. Alola Chandrika Lasad Vanamaya Vangsi Ratnan Gadang Panayakeli Kalavilasam Syamam Tribangulatitan Yetapakasham Govinda. I worship the climber of the Lord Govinda, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified by the moon locket, whose 2 hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always revels in pastimes of love, and whose graceful threefold bending form of Syama Sundar is eternally manifest. So all the pastimes, so this is describing the pastimes of Krishna. So amazing pastimes of Krishna in the spiritual world. It's like it's described that in the spiritual world, no one walks. It's like sometimes we run to the temple. You run sometimes? It's a good little workout. But in the spiritual world, no one walks, they dance. Wherever they go, they're dancing. Probably some good dancers up there. And they don't get tired. Like we get tired real quick, just from one run to the temple. We're tired, right? But they don't get tired. And no one talks. Everybody's singing. It's like I was talking to one student the other day, and I said the Bhagavad Gita, I was explaining the Bhagavad Gita, and the Bhagavad Gita, it's poetry, it's sung, it's wisdom that is sung. That's the best wisdom that is sung. So everybody's singing, and everybody has wonderful voices also. And yeah, you get, again, they have these kapha vriksha trees, or you get, or yeah, every song is a dance. No, every song, no, that's good. Every step is a dance, every word is a song, and every meal is a feast. Imagine that. Every meal is a feast. So yeah, it's something to look forward to. But to get there, not so easy. Not so easy. We got to be really focused on Krishna. Previously, we were focused on Maya, so now we're trying to focus on Krishna. But fortunately, we have many ways to focus on Krishna. We have the Hare Krishna mantra. We have these books. We have service also. So these things help us to think of Krishna. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, he explains how, he specifically says how to think of him. Kaving prana. Others, senior moments. And we should know that Krishna, he is the knower of everything. We know very little, but Krishna, he knows everything. Kaving prana anusasatara. Kaving prana. Boy, it's amazing. Something you know very well. Krishna just takes it away.
No.
You know that verse?
No clue.
What's in it's in the Bhagavad Gita. Kavi. Look up that verse. Kavi pranam anusasataram. Kavi pranam. Kavi.
According to ChatGPT, it's 8.9.
Eighth chapter. Yeah, it's in the 8th chapter. Got it?
Kavim Pranam Manushashadaram Anurani
Anur aniyam sanusmaya
Sarvasvadataram
achittarupam
Adityavarnam.
adityavarnam kamasaparasta. Then Krishna says this is how we should think of him. Kaving pranam anusasataram. That he's the knower of everything. He's the controller. Kaving, heard it? Kaving prana anu. How's it go? Kavi?
Anushashitaram.
Huh?
Anushashitaram.
Anusasataram. Kaving prana anusasataram.
Anur
Anyangsa anusmredya.
Sarvasiddhataram.
Achintirupam adityavarnam tamasaparasa. This is how we should think of Krishna. He's the knower of everything. He's the controller. Kaving prana anusasataram. Second line.
Sarvasiddhataram.
That's the third line.
Anur aniyamcham.
Yeah, he's the smaller. He's also bigger than the biggest. He's so small. Wonder what he said. Krishna's so small he could take a walk in the atom. It's very small, and he's big. What's the biggest form of Krishna?
Universal.
Huh?
Universal form.
No. Mahavishnu, he's got universes coming from his pores, and this is a small universe. He's got big universes coming out of the pores of his body. He's big. Sarvasya Dataram, he's maintaining everyone. Now in society it's very difficult. It's described that in Kali Yuga, to maintain a family is more difficult than maintaining a kingdom. Just for those of you that are thinking of maintaining the family. Of course, you guys are experienced. You have some profession, but if you don't have a profession, imagine how much struggle there is. Very difficult. Like Prabhupada was talking to one lady. She had a son. Her son was about 22. And Prabhupada said, "You're not going to get your son married?" And she said, "Well, if he could maintain the family, yeah, sure, go for it." But maintaining a family, it's like, it's a big thing. I met one lady yesterday. This kind of encouraged my single life. She was married to a man, and he had some major problems. He couldn't function the way he was, so he thought he would start over. And she said that meant that he was going to kill the whole family and try to start the family over again. Yeah, completely insane. Let's start over. We'll just all die and then we'll start it over again. This is how crazy a person can become. Fortunately, she was able to escape from all that. Actually, she's very nice. She took a bunch of books. She said, yeah, I had a spiritual awakening with this whole experience. So that was another thing where it was just so traumatic that she just surrendered to God. God kind of dragged her, and then she got the books. So that was like a cherry on the top. She got Prabhupada's books. So, and therefore Krishna says that Krishna, he shows special mercy when he takes everything away, or he puts someone in an awkward situation. So many devotees before they join, they were in very awkward situations before they join. I don't know if I told the story about this person. He was in the Marines, and he was in Vietnam. He went. They all came. They all dropped from a helicopter, parachutes, and when they landed, they were being shot by the Vietnamese. And he was like, just his friends were getting shot right and left, and he just went to the floor, and he's just shouting, "God, please save me! God, please save me!" Shouting, "God, please save me!" And after some time, the bullets stopped, and to make a long story short, eventually he was able to leave alive, and then he met some devotees, got some books, became a book distributor. So Krishna heard him. He heard his cry, "God, please save me! God, please save me!" So he became a very good book distributor. So Krishna hears. He puts us in awkward situations so that we can call out to him. That's the nice thing about book distribution, is that sometimes it's not easy, and you call out, "Krishna, please help distribute these books." So awkward situations are a blessing in disguise, as we're seeing here with Parikar Maharaj. What's interesting is Arjuna, he heard Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, and his grandson heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami. Isn't that interesting? That's amazing. the grandson and the grandfather heard. They're hearing. These are the two most important: Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. What a family connection there! Huh? Amazing. Okay. Any question or comment? Online, any comment or question or reflection? Yes.
I thank you for sharing all the verses from the Brahma Samhita, Prabhu. There's one thing I haven't memorized many verses from. So 529, 31, and you also quote 56 about every gate is a dance, every step is every word is a song, and so on. It's a very nectarian, and just reading the translation alone is nectarian. So
yeah, it's amazing. Whenever Vaisheshika Maharaj goes to LA Rath Yatra, he has a team. They all chant it together, the Rama Samhita, in the temple after class. Pretty amazing.
even during initiations, they sing the entire Brahma Samhita.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada.